Egypt's Sisi and Russia's Putin discussed strategic partnership and regional stability. Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati reaffirms Egypt's call for two-state solutions based on 1967 borders. And Egypt's Foreign Minister chairs fourth ministerial meeting of Permanent Higher Committee for Human Rights. These were the headlines. The news in detail. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has returned to Egypt after taking part in Victory Day celebrations in Moscow. The Russian capital marked the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II with extensive commemorations. President Sisi attended the official event at Red Square, responding to an invitation from President Vladimir Putin alongside 27 other foreign leaders. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and Russian President Vladimir Putin held extensive talks during the Victory Day celebrations in Moscow. Putin welcomed Egypt's participation and praised the historical ties between the two nations. President Sisi congratulated his Russian counterpart and reaffirmed Egypt's strategic partnership with Russia, citing joint projects such as the Russian industrial zone in the Suez Canal and the Adaban nuclear power plants. The two leaders agreed to boost Russian tourism to Egypt and expand cooperation in energy, food security and agriculture. They also discussed regional developments, including the situation in Gaza, with President Sisi stressing the need for a lasting resolution to the Palestinian issue. President Putin voiced support for Egypt's regional role and its efforts to promote stability. Egypt welcomed the announcement of a ceasefire and de-escalation between India and Pakistan following the mediation efforts by the United States. The statement issued by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs emphasized that this positive development represents an important step towards achieving the necessary calm between the two countries, thereby supporting security and stability in the South Asian region. The statement further noted that Egypt looks forward to both parties' commitment to the ceasefire agreement in the upcoming period, contributing to building mutual trust between the two nations and fulfilling the aspirations of the Indian and Pakistani peoples for peace, prosperity and development. Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati has reaffirmed Egypt's call for a serious political path towards a two-state solution leading to an independent Palestinian state based on the 1967 borders with East Jerusalem as its capital. The statement came during a meeting with Hussein Sheikh, deputy chairman of the Palestinian Liberation Organization. Abdulati expressed Egypt's full support for the Palestinian Authority and its ongoing reform efforts. He also emphasized Egypt's role in mediating a ceasefire in Gaza and facilitating humanitarian aid to the region. Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati chaired the fourth ministerial meeting of the Permanent Higher Committee for Human Rights. During the meeting, Minister Abdulati expressed appreciation for the efforts made by all parties, which reflects the extent of activity undertaken by the Egyptian state to improve human rights conditions in line with the directives of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. The meeting discussed the recommendations Egypt received during the Universal Periodic Review session on human rights in Geneva, as well as the outcome of the 58th session of the Human Rights Council held in March. The Egyptian Air Force and China's Qnews, a leader in fighter aircraft production, have marked 45 years of successful collaboration. The milestone includes the induction of the first fighter aircraft produced by Qnews into the Egyptian Air Force. Major General Mahmoud Fuad Abdel Gawad, commander of the Air Force, highlighted the deep ties between Egyptian and Chinese air forces, emphasizing mutual benefits. He expressed optimism for continued and fruitful cooperation in the future. Comoros President Azali Osmani and Japan's Minister of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology visited the Grand Egyptian Museum today. Osmani praised the grandeur of Egyptian civilization, expressing admiration for the archaeological artifacts that vividly tell the stories of Egypt's rich history, enhancing global cultural awareness. The National Museum of Egyptian Civilization has recently welcomed several prominent international figures and official delegations, highlighting its role as a cultural and civilizational landmark for visitors to Egypt from various parts of the world. Among the notable visitors were the President of the Senate of the Côte d'Ivoire and Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of Thailand, Minister of State for Culture of Pakistan, Director General of the International Organizations Department at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Bangladesh. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli has visited the Routes and Sky Logistics projects, both crucial to Egypt's food security efforts. Madbouli toured the Routes project, which has an annual production capacity of 6 million tons and a total investment of £2.2 billion, creating 500 job opportunities. He also visited the Sky Logistics project, where he was briefed on a multi-purpose zone with a production capacity of 8.5 million tons per year and investments of $65 million, contributing to 550 job opportunities. The Egyptian Prime Minister has inaugurated the liquid bulk terminal at the port of West Port Said, owned by New Horizon Tank Terminal. The terminal covers the area of 15,657 square meters and features 27 tanks with a total storage capacity of 51,183 cubic meters. With an investment of 1.6 billion Egyptian pounds, the terminal is designed to handle liquid bulk ships over 20,000 tons, with an annual capacity of 310,000 tons. The Ministry of Health and Population has launched a national medicine integration project linking liver transplant units with digestive and liver centers across Egypt. The initiative, directed by Deputy Prime Minister and Health Minister Dr. Khaled Abdel Ghaffar, aims to enhance diagnostic and treatment efficiency through digital health technologies. The Specialized Medical Centers Secretariat is leading the project, which uses remote consultations to support and expand access to expert medical opinion in liver care nationwide. Culture Minister Dr. Ahmed Fuad Hanno chaired the second meeting of the government committee tasked with assessing the social effects of Egyptian drama and media. The committee, formed under directives from Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and Egypt's political leadership, is exploring ways to align drama production with sustainable development goals and preserve national identity. The session focused on the psychological and social impact of television content, as well as the future of Egyptian drama in the digital age. Industry experts, artists and policymakers engaged in in-depth discussions to address current challenges and propose reforms. The Cabinet Media Center has denied reports claiming the Ministry of Health plans to raise the cost of dialysis session to 1,200 Egyptian pounds. In a video posted on its official social media channels, the center confirmed that these claims are entirely false and that no such decision has been made. It clarified that the cost of each dialysis session remains fixed at £685 and patients are not required to pay, as the service is fully covered, whether offered in public hospitals or via contracts with private providers. Minister of Industry and
transport.
General Kamel El-Wazir emphasized the importance of expanding the engagement of French companies in Egypt's economic activities, highlighting their accumulated experience in the country over past decades. Speaking on the sidelines of the French Regional Economic Forum for North Africa and the Middle East, the minister noted Egypt's commitment to strengthening cooperation with French across various sectors, particularly clean energy, digital transformation, infrastructure, transport, healthcare and technology. He stressed that the Egyptian market offers promising opportunities for French investments. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli has witnessed the signing of an agreement to supply 21 metro train units with a total of 189 carriages for Alexandria Metro project. The deal value hits some €275 million, including the supply of spare parts, equipment and maintenance works for 10 years, while the contract term is 38 months. Madbouli said the deal has been signed under the directives of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to expand in establishing environment-friendly networks of transport to serve citizens in light of the Transport Ministry's plan to carry out a number of green transport projects in Alexandria Governorate. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli announced the commencement of production for the first train carriage from the Nirk factory next July. During a press conference at the Nirk factory in East Port Said, he stated that the Suez Canal Economic Zone hosts 14 industrial developers, with the Abu Dhabi Ports Group contracts being the 15th in the Suez Canal Economic Zone. Egypt's Minister of Planning, Economic Development and International Cooperation, Dr. Rania Al-Mashat, says the launch of the Egyptian-Swiss Joint Economic Committee reflects a shared commitment to deepen trade, investment and economic cooperation between the two countries. Speaking during the committee's inaugural session, Mashat described the platform as an opportunity to resolve obstacles hindering bilateral ties and to revise existing economic agreements to ensure more effective implementation. She noted that the growth in relation, pointing out that Egypt is Switzerland's largest trade partner in Africa, with more than 100 Swiss companies operating in sectors such as pharmaceutical, food and beverages, as well as logistics. Egypt's youth handball team will take on Kuwait tomorrow in the third-place decider of the Arab Cup, currently underway in Kuwait from May 5th till 12th. The match follows Egypt's loss to Qatar in the semi-finals. The Egyptian Handball Federation had decided to enter the Senior Arab Championship with the youth team aiming to maximize their readiness ahead of next month's World Championship in Poland. Egyptian athlete Mohammed Al-Ashqar and Mustafa Abu Amir have qualified for the men's final of the Modern Pentathlon World Championship, currently being held in Bulgaria from May 6th till 11th. Al-Ashqar advanced after placing third to the first semi-final with 1,546 points, while Abu Amir topped the second semi-finals with 1,567 points. And now we move on to a press conference with the Russian President Vladimir Putin and his Palestinian counterpart Mahmoud Abu Mazen in Moscow.
It's such a humanitarian aid that he provided. With respect to the political support, we know your position, and we thanks for your positions as we wish to, but we are in a very harsh difficulties, as you kindly stated, that's related to the military situation in Gaza and the US Bank. All what we demand is stop the killing, and then the humanitarian issues, and then, which is very important matter, as you supported, we rejected the displacement of the Palestinian people, as President Trump stated when he announced that it is a must to displace the people or the population of Gaza to build a new Rivera, which is we categorically rejected as it is nonsense, and we've heard lately that it is an idea to establish an administration of Americans, and we categorically reject this, and we've already informed the Americans with this. Nor America or others to be in the Gaza Strip. We should move to or return to the Gaza Strip, and we are capable to govern this region with all determination and fairness. And for the Americans, they have either to assist or to abandon such ideas.
Right, that was a press conference between President Putin and the Palestinian president, during which the Palestinian president expressed appreciation for Russian supporting stance. That brings us to the end of our news bulletin. Here is what we've been covering. Egypt's Sisi and Russian Putin discussed strategic partnership and regional stability. Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati reaffirms Egypt's call for two-state solutions based on 1967 borders. And Egypt's Foreign Minister chairs fourth ministerial meeting of Permanent High Committee for Human Rights. That's all for now. Remember to stay updated by following Qnews for the latest developments. Many thanks for watching.